Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're gonna be making smooth projectiles. So you may be asking, what do you mean by smooth projectiles? Well, when you make a gun and you use body velocity, when you shoot that gun, there's gonna be a delay on the bullet. As you can see right here, there's gonna be a delay, it's gonna lag out. So what we're gonna be using is fastcast. It's a module script using raycasting, and it simulates velocity, right? It simulates velocity, and the hitbox is really consistent since it uses raycasting. As you can see right here, it's really smooth. And we're also going to be using raycast hitbox for the hitbox when we're going to be making big projectiles. So when you're using small projectiles, fastcast is good enough for you, since the hitbox is small on the raycasting. But if you're using big bullets, then we're gonna be using raycast hitbox, so it works with big bullets. First, you need a gun, of course. You need a bazooka, right? In a bazooka, you need a gun, anything like that. So you need a handle. We're also gonna need an attachment for the starting position, and then you put it inside a tool. Let me rename this to bazooka real quick. Bazooka. Alright. We're gonna put this in starter pack, and let's add the scripts. We're gonna be adding remote event, a folder with two scripts, the local script and the server script. So first, let me make the player real quick. Player variable, game.players.local players. Then the mouse variable, mouse equals player get mouse. So this gets the mouse, right? And then we're gonna be making the remote event variable, remote equals script. Actually, now let's make the tool first. Tool script.parent. Script.parent is the folder, and then .parent again is the tool. And then for the remote event, local remote equals tool wait for child remote event. I used wait for child because I need the remote to load in so I can use this. Then we're gonna use an event called tool.activated. So what tool.activated does is when you click on a tool, when you equip a tool and then you click on it, it will fire this event, and then it's gonna connect it to this function, right? Remote, for remote, and it's gonna fire our mouse position, mouse.hit.p. It's the mouse position, right? We're gonna be using fastcast first, right? Okay, so this is the forum. This is the guy who made the fastcast module, right? And this is the example gun, but we just need to get the model. Okay, so we click on this. We can just copy this, and then we're gonna paste this on models. There. Then we're gonna put this in server storage. Now that we got the module, we can require it. Local fastcast equals fastcast. Oh my god. Fastcast equals require game.server storage dot fastcast redux. And then, oh yeah, we're also gonna need to make the remote variable. Let's put this right here. Remote equals script. No, let's make the tool variable first. Script dot parent, which is the folder, and then dot parent again, which is the tool, and then local remote equals tool wait for child remote, same thing as before, remote event, right? Okay, so now we're gonna use remote.on server event connect function. There's gonna be two parameters. Player, it's a default parameter, and the parameter we sent, which is mouse position. We can name this whatever we want, but I'm gonna name this mouse position, mouse pause. Right, so we're gonna create the fast caster. We're gonna create the caster first. To create the caster, we're gonna make a variable caster. Then we're gonna use fastcast.new. Okay, .new. Alright, and then we're gonna use caster, and then we're gonna fire the caster. Caster fire. There's gonna be a few parameters. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parameters. The origin position, the direction, the velocity, and the behavior. The behavior is gonna be for later. But first, we're gonna create the origin and the direction first. Okay, origin, local origin tool dot barrel, tool dot barrel, and then the attachment, not barrel, attachment dot wall position. It's gonna get the actual position since this needs to be a vector 3. Okay, and then the direction, local direction equals mouse position minus origin dot unit. Put in our origin direction. The velocity, I'm gonna make the velocity 250. I'm also gonna enable the visualization. Okay, true. So now it's gonna look like this. Okay, looking good so far. As you can see, when I point towards my character, there's gonna be a green dot because it stopped moving because it hit my bazooka, and we don't want that, since it would be really stupid for your gun, for your bullet to stop when it hits your own gun. That's really retarded. So that's why we're gonna use fastcast behavior. Let me remove this real quick. We're gonna be using fastcast behavior. In caster fire, there is 4 parameters: origin, direction, velocity, and behavior. So we're gonna need to make the behavior first. Okay, local behavior equals caster dot new behavior. Then we can put in our properties like this, right here, like the max distance or the raycast params. There's a lot you can put in here, or acceleration, but we're gonna use raycast params for now. So let's make our raycast params. Params equals raycast params.new. Right, params.filter type equals anim.filter type raycast filter type dot blacklist. So it's gonna make our params an ignore list, and then we're gonna do something like this: tool dot equipped connect function, and once it equips, it's gonna make it ignore our character. Params dot filters and instances into tool dot parent. So you're gonna be asking why tool dot parent. So when you equip a tool, right? When you equip a tool, the tool's parent will become your character. See? So that's why we're gonna put tool dot parent inside the table, right? So we're gonna put in the params in the raycast and the new behavior.raycast params equals params, and then we're gonna put in the behavior right here, behavior. So now we should ignore our character and our tool, which is cool. Okay, look at this. See, it ignores our character right now. It went through our character, so that's good. I think the velocity is too much. Let's make it 150. Okay, and then this is done. We're gonna do length change. Okay, this is the good part. We're gonna add in our bullet. We're gonna make our bullet work with our fastcast. But first, let's make a bullet real quick. We're gonna make our bullet small, just because we want to make it work with fastcast, so we don't need to use raycast box. But we're gonna make it big later, so we can make it work with raycast box, right? Okay, So now you can put this in replicated storage or server storage. It's up to you, to be honest, but I'm gonna use server storage, but it's up to you. And then we're gonna create our bullet. Okay, let's create our bullet right here. Let's create it right here. Local bullet equals game.serverstorage dot bullet clone, right? And then that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna change the properties here. Let's see. We're gonna turn off can glide. We're also gonna turn on anchored. Okay. So we're gonna parent this to workspace. Okay. Now we're gonna use length changed. Okay. Caster. Let me add in more space. Caster dot length changed connect function. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parameters. Cast last point, direction. But we're gonna be naming it dir since we already have a direction variable. Actually, you can just use direction if you want. I don't want to be confused. Direction, length, velocity, and bullet. But we don't need to use velocity and bullet, so we're gonna remove this. Okay. Now we're gonna put in the variables. Local bullet length equals bullet dot size dot z divided by 2. Okay. So it's basically the center of the bullet. And then the offset, local offset, cframe.new 0, 0 minus length minus bullet length. And then we're gonna change the bullet cframe. Cframe equals cframe.lookAt last point plus direction to world space offset. So if you don't know what this means, do not worry. I also don't know. so all you need to know is that it just moves your bullet whenever the length changes. That's all you need to know. Just copy this, Okay, so let's see if this works. If it doesn't work, then I'm gonna try. Okay, let's find out. Yo, it works. That's actually cool. Let me turn off my visualize cast stuff. Let's see now. That's actually pretty cool. Okay, now we're gonna be using right hit. So this is done. And then we're gonna be using fastcast right hit. So we're just gonna make this do damage. Caster dot rayhit connect function. So when it hits something, it's gonna connect us to this function. There is 2 parameters. It's called the ray and the result. Okay, let's print the ray and the result. Print ray and result. Let me do something like this. Result. So the ray is a table and the result is a table. So the ray table is filled with the ray information, the caster, the ray hit, raycast result. So the table is, so what's inside the table is the part that it hits, the position of the impact, not the position of the part, but the position of the impact, the position of this, not the position of the root part, and the normal, the material. So that's what we're gonna use, the result, not this garbage. I don't know if this is garbage or not, but I'm just gonna call this garbage. Okay, so for the head, we're just gonna make a variable for the head that equals result dot instance. That's what it's called, instance. and then character equals hit find first ancestor of class model, right? So it's gonna find out if the hit has an ancestor of a model or not. So if it does, then it gets the character model. So this is useful for when you hit a hero. So when we use, let's say we use hit.parent, right? Hit.parent, and then the gun hits the hero. So let's make the rest of the script real quick. Local humanoid equals character find first child of class humanoid. It searches for the class humanoid, not the name humanoid. So it works when we change the name to D, for example. It doesn't matter if the name is D or humanoid or not, since we're searching for the class name, which is humanoid, not the object name. If humanoid exists, then humanoid tech damage 2. So let's print the hit local, print character, hit and character. So when we hit the hero, let me load in real quick. When we hit the hero, it's not gonna damage because hit.parent is not, this is what it hits. Hit.parent is not the dummy model, it's the accessory. And then when it's gonna try to find the humanoid, it's not gonna find the humanoid since the humanoid doesn't exist in the accessory, it exists inside of the model. So that's why we use character find first ancestor, character, hit find first ancestor model of class model. So just in case there's no model, we're just gonna do hit.parent since we don't want any errors. I see. No, actually no. Yeah, see, it works. It works. It did the hair and it still did damage. See, it works. We're gonna be using big projectiles, right? Okay, so let's make the projectile big real quick. Hold on, let me make the projectile bigger. And then we're gonna make the color red. Yeah, red is fine. So let's put this in server storage. So the hitbox is not based on the size of the bullet. It uses raycasting and not the size of the bullet for the hitbox. See, the bullet hits the head, but it doesn't register the hit because the hitbox is small. It relies on the raycasting, not the size of the bullet. So that's why we're gonna be using raycast hitbox. I don't know why I did the voice there. Here's the raycast hitbox dev form. Here's the guy that made raycast hitbox. Okay, so here's the tutorial, and this is good for making an example. Okay, look at this. Look at examples. So this is how raycast hitbox works. First, you need to create a part, put in an attachment, put in a few attachments. It's up to you, and rename it to damage point, DMG point. So it's basically a trail of lasers. Simplified it to the simplified version. See, as you can see, it's basically a trail of lasers. So we're gonna be using that. Okay. So first we need to require the module, and then you create the hitbox by using hitbox.new, and put in the part. Put in the bullet. Okay, put in the bullet that has these attachments. And then you need to start the bullet by using hit start. It's gonna be like this. And then for the event, when it hits something, you need to use dot on hit. there's actually two parameters. Actually, no, it's three parameters. Hit, humanoid, and the raycast result. That's cool, that's cool. Okay, so now that we know how it works, let's make it. Also, let's also get the module. I think this is it. Yeah, it is. Okay, so let's paste in the toolbox, and let's put it inside the workspace, inside the studio. Okay, let's insert this and put it inside server storage. Let's require the module raycast hitbox ray hitbox require game browser storage dot raycast box, right? Okay, so oh yeah, let's also add in the damage points. Let's make this almost invisible so we know what we're working with. Okay, so we're making the hitbox right now. I think I'm spending too much time on this, but who cares? We name this to damage point. Let's put it in this server storage. What is it? There it is. Change the transparency to 0, and let's make it work. We can do something like this. Local hitbox equals ray hitbox dot new, the object, which is game, which is bullet. Okay, and then raycast params equals params. Yeah, I just checked. We put in our param so it ignores our character, and then we're gonna start the hitbox. Start the hitbox, hit start, and then we're gonna move this. Okay. Hitbox dot on hit connect function hit humanoid take damage 20. Let's see if this works. Yo, it works. Hold on, let me make it print the hit. Let me make it print something. Print. Let's just do something random, you know. Okay. So here's the problem. It attacks humanoids well, right? It attacks humanoids well, but it doesn't attack parts. It doesn't attack the ground. Also, let me remove this real quick. Let me remove this print. Because it's really annoying. Also, we're gonna remove the red lines, the laser things, since it lags my game so much. Hitbox dot visualizer equals false. Okay. There should be no laser things. See, it works. So we're gonna make it attack parts also. We're gonna make it attack non-humanoids. Well, how? Okay, so let me open up the API documentation real quick. You need to change the detection type. See? Hold on. Let me find the one real quick. There it is, detection mode. Yeah, detection mode. So you need to change the detection mode to the part mode 2. So you need to change the detection mode to 2, because the default one only checks the humanoid, only checks for humanoids. For the 2, it checks for every single part. The 3, it'll keep checking even though it already hits a part. Okay, so now we're gonna change the detection mode like this. Okay, hitbox detection mode equals 2. Okay, and then it should work. Okay. We're gonna move this. I also added the result parameter. Okay, let's see if this works. It should work though, it should work. And it's detecting the ground. Oh, it's cool, cool, let's go, let's go. We're also gonna be destroying the bullet. Once it collides with something. Let's destroy it and we're gonna spice things up. We're gonna add explosions, you know? Local explosion equals instance.new explosion. Explosion.position. Explosion.position equals result.position. Result.position is the impact position, the collision position, the collision of the raycast and the hit. And then we're gonna set the parent. Explosion.parent equals space. It should work now. Woo. Okay, it works. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you learned something from this video. I hope you understood what I said. And see you next time.